To be honest with you, Masvidal has kind of given me some inspiration. I was his last loss.
Yeah.
It was right here at the Garden. And now after 2 wins, 2 epic wins, he's ranked number 3, possibly a good win over Diaz, fighting for the title. So 2 more fights I could be there too.
Welcome back to New York. 3rd time now at Madison Square Garden.
It is, 3rd time.
You've been here 2 previous occasions. What are your memories of that? Because you're undefeated.
Yes.
Drawn a win. So what are your memories?
Well, you know what? Actually, I had my first loss, my 2nd fight in the UFC. But I was on a 7-fight winning streak. Ended up fighting for the title. It was the first fight here at Madison Square Garden. It was UFC 205. So we broke all Madison Square Garden records. Had a war with the champ at the time, Tyron Woodley. It was awesome. I mean, we fought to a draw. Obviously not the outcome I wanted.
Yeah.
But then again, fought a year later, Madison Square Garden again, fought Jorge Masvidal, who's on the main event for this card.
Yeah,
yeah, man, 3rd time is awesome. It's kind of like my home away from home, to be honest with you. I mean, I'm here a lot in New York City. Spent a lot of time in Long Island with Chris Weidman, who's also family now. So yeah, glad to be back.
Regarding the venue itself, historical. Man. I mean, we could list off so many unbelievable names in the world of fight sports that have fought here over the years. As a young man growing up, working in kickboxing and karate and coming up through the fight game, what does it mean to you to fight at such a historical venue? A
dream come true, to be honest. I mean, walking through the halls of that place and just knowing the epic talent and performers and athletes that have performed there, and knowing that I'm one of them now, it's really cool. I mean, no really words can really tell you, can describe the way you feel about it, but it's just epic. It's epic, and you can feel it. You can feel it when you walk through there.
Where are you at mentally for this particular fight this weekend? Because for the first time in your career, you're experiencing something. Obviously, you were undefeated as an amateur, undefeated as a pro in the world of kickboxing. But now you're on a 2-fight losing streak. Sorry to bring that up. And obviously coming off the back of your first ever knockout loss. So where are you at in your head coming into the fight with Luque this weekend?
I feel like my fight with Matt Brown and my last fight with Anthony Pettis, I felt like those are the ones I've actually lost. The 2 fights with Tyron, the one with Till, I felt like I won those fights. But coming off of that knockout, and when you're in the game long enough, you in the back of your head, it's always there, like, I don't want to get knocked out. What does it feel like? What is, it's that question's always there. And now that it's happened, to be honest with you, it's not that bad. Of course, you don't want to be knocked out,
of course.
But it wasn't that bad. I mean, I felt like I lost that last fight. So I mentioned the bits to get back out there and prove that, I'm the world's best, that I can still work up the rankings, even though I'll be 37 in February. But you got guys fighting into their 40s.
Stop it.
Yes.
I'm 38. Look at you. You look about 10 years younger than me. You can't say things like that.
Well, I mean, you got guys fighting into their 40s now.
Yeah.
The game is changing. Everybody's training smarter. I've been training since, we've been training smart since day one.
Yeah.
My dad's trained fighters since the 70s and 80s, and we just know how to do it, and we're not beating each other up constantly like a lot of these other guys have been doing. So I feel great. I feel young. I feel like I'm still can be champion, I mean, and to be honest with you, Masvidal has kind of given me some inspiration. I was his last loss.
Yeah.
It was right here at the Garden. And now after 2 wins, 2 epic wins, he's ranked number 3, possibly a good win over Diaz, fighting for the title. So 2 more fights I could be there too. So just keeping my mind right, keeping my mind focused on my goals, for sure.
You just spoke about the hunger from Jorge. That obviously you're his last defeat. But regarding the fight with Pettis, because it never happened to you before, does it reignite a fire when something like that happens?
Oh, 100%. 100%. This is something that's never happened to me before. Kind of like my first loss when I lost against Matt Brown, my 2nd fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
Just lit a fire in me like no other, and knowing that it happened again, I felt, I lost that last fight. Even though I felt like I was winning the fight, anything can happen, I think that's what makes this game so special. That, you could be completely dominant and get clipped. One little incident, one part in that fight where you're not focused or you didn't react the right way could end it, and that's what happened. So knowing I'm better than that And it's constantly something up here like, why did I not see that punch coming?
Yeah.
I normally see that. I see these things coming. Why didn't I see it coming?
Has it changed the way that you approach training? Have you changed anything in camp coming up to this weekend?
You know what?
Or is it just purely a mental thing?
It's a mental thing, I think. You know, for me, I've pushed myself, harder. I've got great coaches, great training partners, and we haven't really changed much. I mean, we're ready for whatever happens. If it's a stand-up game, if the guy, my opponent, eventually I feel like they always want to try and take me down.
Yeah.
Wherever the fight goes, we're going to be ready for it. So, for me, mentally, it got me thinking, you know, what can I do better, or why did I not see it? But eventually, after a week of that, it can do nothing but harm to you, I think, if you sit there and dwell on it.
Mm-hmm.
So all I can focus on now is what I can do better, and that's what we did for this camp. You know, making sure that when I'm out in the octagon, staying focused the entire time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what it was. I think I hit him with a side kick, and it wasn't a good one. I had glanced off of his body. I wasn't very accurate with it, so it squared me up to Anthony Pettis. And when he bounced off the cage and come to hit me with that right hook, I wasn't in a good position to move out of the way. I tried to, but I wasn't in good position, so I ended up getting clipped. So
I've never seen anybody applaud somebody once they've been knocked out. You did. You paid so much respect to him immediately after it happened. You were there going, man, that was
You know what? I don't remember any of it. I don't remember any of it. I don't remember stepping out of the cage. People were saying I was cracking jokes with them up in the octagon. I remember stepping up, getting up off the stool for the second round, saying, I'm going to be more aggressive this round. You know, looking across, his nose was bloodied up, banged up. I'm like, all right, I'm being more aggressive this round, and that's it.
Regarding this weekend, because with Vicente, you mentioned aggression, and he's most certainly got an aggressive style. Does that not play into your hands, though? Because I saw that matchup and I thought, this, in a way, is a perfect opponent for you, is it not?
Yeah, I think so, and I think that's what made this fight so intriguing. Number one, of course, we were looking a bit higher, you know, the rankings.
You've been mentioning Rafael and
Rafael and Robbie Lawler. Of course, that didn't fan out, but this guy's he's on a winning streak, man. A 6-fight winning streak. He's got some momentum behind him. He's got good Dutch kickboxing. He's got good grappling as well. I've seen some of his fights in the past, especially against Leon Edwards. Tried to use his wrestling against him. So I know at some point in time he's probably going to try and shoot, but he does. He's got that Dutch kickboxing kind of aggression. Very similar fighter to Jorge Masvidal. So I felt like, you know, very similar fighter. I fought the same guy before. We can do it again.
Regarding your timing as well, as he does make those shoots, as he is aggressive, as he is shooting across the octagon, as I said, that kind of plays into your hands. So as you envisage this fight, you're obviously looking for a finish?
Oh yeah, always.
Look at the eyes, the way that you were looking at
I want to be, for it. Yeah, I am. I'm excited. You know, I think after a loss.
Yeah. Because a lot of people could come in.
Right.
A lot of people could come in and play this quite safe, couldn't they? And you know, you could do a point scoring system, beat him, take it to the cards, have your hand raised, and move on.
Right.
But as you said, you've got big ambitions of wanting to fight people like Rafael dos Anjos and move up those rankings and get back into world title contention. You know, you've been around a long time. You knock the guy out, the conversation's real then.
Right, 100%. You can't just go out there and just win it. You know, like my dad says, people don't show up to watch you win. They show up to watch you beat up the other guy.
Yeah.
You know, to finish him.
Do the flashy kicks and all those types of things. That's what we're here for.
Exactly. Everybody loves a good knockout. So that's the plan. You know, go out there. I know he's going to be aggressive and exploit that aggressiveness, you know, to counter that. And which is what most of the guys in my fight career have been aggressive. You know, strong wrestlers, strong strikers, such as Masvidal, Darren Till. So go out there and have some fun, man. I don't like going out there trying to knock them out. You know, letting it happen is what needs to happen.
Your ambitions are obviously to shoot for the title once again.
Yes.
What do you make of new titles? And the BMF belt is what I'm referring to, obviously, this weekend.
I hear it's just a one and done. I think this is it. But the UFC, I believe, has made a belt for these guys. I mean, the game is changing, man. It really is. You would have never heard of anything like this 5, 6, even years ago.
Yeah.
It wouldn't happen. But
they're doing the bad MF. Should they do the nice MF? Should we bring one of those in
Let's
for you?
go. I know. I've been on a little Twitter battle with Max Holloway about that. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I saw, yeah.
It was pretty cool, man. It was kind of it was fun. Somebody had mentioned that, doing the nice effing belt, or I don't know how you would say it, but yeah, I'm down, man. It was funny because he came on social media and was like, I think it would be an honor to face you. Would love to hold the octagon door open for you as we battle for this belt. And I was like, jeepers, Max Holloway. Let's make this fight happen. It was fun, man. It's cool. But you never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, obviously, mixed martial arts, respect is a big part of that. Of course it is. But you do see a lot of guys, they come with the trash talk, they come with the bad mouthing. You've never entered that game whatsoever. Is that purely down to mixed martial arts, or is that down to upbringing, home life? What's that down to?
I think it's just who I am.
Yeah.
I think if I started talking trash now, people would just tell me to shut up. Stephen, that's stop it. That's not you. We know that's not you. So they know I'd be. Some guys, you can tell are falling into that, and you can tell it's not real.
Yeah. Have you ever felt animosity towards another opponent and still not thrown jabs their way?
Never. I've had people call me everything in the book.
Yeah.
I've had people talk about me, my family, everything. I know what they're doing. They're trying to get a rile out of me.
Yeah.
One of the best in the game. I mean, Muhammad Ali definitely had the gift of gab. He was very intelligent with it. Conor McGregor's the same way. They try and get an emotional upheaval out of you. Mm-hmm. And for some guys, it works. It helps them win. They get too emotional. Once you get emotional, you start doing things out in the octagon you normally wouldn't do. Mm-hmm. And for me, I know exactly what they're trying to do. I've never done anything disrespectful to them, to their family, so why would they sit there and talk trash? There's only one reason. It's to try and upset me. So I kill them with niceness. I kill them with the smile on my face.
And then with a kick.
And with a kick, exactly. Upside, on this side of the face, that right side, left side.
I just want to get your thoughts on the men and co-men events this weekend. Obviously, you've been in the octagon with a couple of these guys. We'll go to the men one. We've got Nate, we've got Jorge. How do you think it's going to play out?
Oh my goodness, both very similar fighters. Both aggressive, and they fight like zombies. They take a lot of punishment but keep on going forward. I think Nate, once you've seen him fight, you've seen him fight 100 times, right? But it's very difficult to prepare for somebody like that who, you can hit him with everything you got and the guy keeps coming forward. And he beats you with volume of punches, just constantly, just nonstop throwing, like the guy never gets tired. And he's legit everywhere. His stand-ups, I wouldn't say it's flashy, but he's fairly good at it.
Yeah.
His jiu-jitsu's very well, and so is Masvidal. But I feel Masvidal's got he's not afraid to do something flashy out there, which can catch somebody like Diaz off guard. He's very explosive, and he's intelligent. The guy's a very smart fighter. I mean, he's been fighting since he was a kid. Both of these guys have. But I feel like Masvidal is the type of guy, once he's got some changes every time he fights, Yeah. And those are the guys you got to watch out for. Those guys that evolve, who get better as the fight goes on. So
is that the side that you're leaning to?
I'm leaning towards that side, and the fact that I've fought him before, and beat him. Co-main event.
Yeah. You
got Kevin Gastelum and Darren Till. Darren Till I've faced before. He's moving up a weight class, which I think it's a smart move for him. I think the cut to 170 has held a lot back from him, especially cardio-wise. He's finished a lot of guys in the first round, but as the fight kind of went on, you can kind of see that fatigue there. We don't know if it's going to happen. I feel that him going up a weight class will cut that out, but we don't know. He's not going up fighting just anybody. He's fighting a very high level and top rank opponent, Kevin Gastelum. Both guys fought at 170. Kevin Gastelum has more experience in that 185 division, fighting good strikers, Israel Adesanya, for instance. Good grapplers, good wrestlers. He's fought, Rafael. He's
been in with Bisping. He's been in with Belfort. He's been
Belfort. Just everybody, and And this is his first fight at that, you know, at that weight class, but at that level as well.
Yeah.
So I feel, you know, I feel that it's going to be a good experience for him. I hope he goes out there and does work. I fought him before, but man, Gaslam's tough, man. He's tough, and he'll throw techniques out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I never in 100 years would have thought he would have kicked Ajay Adesanya in the head and hurt him with it, and he did.
Yeah.
You know, him being so much shorter than him. He's got a good wrestling. Darren Till's got the reach on him for sure. Definitely the bigger and taller fighter, I think. And I think that's where Darren Till is going to want to keep that fight standing, obviously. He's going to keep it on his feet. Kevin Gastelum, I think once he starts to feel that pressure and that reach, he's going to want to try and close the gap, get him to the cage, either try and tire him out up against the cage. I've seen a lot of high-level fighters do that, especially George St. Pierre was very good at that against high-level strikers. Get him to the cage, get him wrestling a little bit, tire those arms out, get those arms full of blood, those arms will start to slow down. So that might be where what Gaslam's thinking. So.
Did the way that Darren approached the fight with you surprise you a little bit? Because he's never shown, in the UFC especially, that tactical awareness and the chess match. Normally he's aggressive and he's very come forward. He was a bit, obviously, respectful of you.
He was.
And he was very standoffish.
Yes, he was. Very. I think he's a very smart opponent. He's a smart guy. He's got good guys around him, good team around him as well. I think he knows those more aggressive guys play more favor into my hands. You know, I've fought very aggressive guys. I mean, Robert Whitaker, for instance, came forward. Johnny Hendricks, Rory McDonald, Tyron Woodley. Well, Tyron, the second fight, kind of. But, you know, I do very well against those aggressive guys. So I think he knew that. So he knew to kind of back off a little bit and try and counter my counters. You know, it was definitely a chess match against two high-level strikers. And it comes down to who's got the better feints, who's got the, you know, the better timing, the better read on your opponent, what is he going to throw. And those are things that you're not thinking out there. You just do it. And I guess it's something that we've just learned over the years, you know. So he may favor that style in this fight to try and counter Gastelum. Because Gastelum's got to reach a little bit. He's got to reach out to try and hit Till. And if Till plays his distance right, he can definitely catch Gastelum off guard, leaning forward or start to reach for those strikes. And that's when you get guys, is when they start to reach for you. You know, they're not in position, and that's when you counter them. So I think Till could definitely do that in this fight.
Regarding you, just to finish, Vicente at the weekend, looked good in knocking him out. Top 5 opponent then after that?
That's the plan. That is the plan. Let's go.
And then do the same again, and then you're looking for a title shot at some point in 2020.
That is it. I mean, 2020 is going to be my year, y'all. You just wait. Just wait. It's going to be my year, brother. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.